you did such a nice job with this webpage. I think this project. There are so many things that I can say that are strong about your design for it. First off, I think your color palette is very strong, especially if you want it to be active. I think the black gives it kind of a coolness, not temperature-wise, but in terms of, cool. And the different colors of orange and red just make it very much an active website. So I think you did a really nice job with the color palette. Also, there are parts of your interface imagery that I think are fantastic. I think the way that you styled these boxes is really nice. I like the rounded corners. I like the drop shadow. I also like that there's a drop shadow on this type that matches. Now, here's the one critique I would have, is that there are too many different types of styles. So, for example, you're using gradient here, outline here, solid color background here, rounded corners here, rectangular corners. So things are very different, and I think that's the one thing that would help pull it together more. I think individual parts of the page are really well styled. So for example, this is beautifully styled. This is beautifully styled. And these two actually, I think, kind of go together. But then your nav bar feels like it's a different thing, and your logo feels like it's a different thing. So I think really thinking through, why and how you're doing each piece is important, and creating kind of an inner consistency for you. Thinking, okay, this site I'm going to use all rounded corners, and all of my different boxes are going to have rounded corners or are going to relate to rounded corners. Or I'm going to use all gradients, and every box is going to have a little bit of a gradient in it. Maybe not a lot, but a little bit of a gradient. So make sure you have that inner kind of consistency. Also, in terms of typography, this is a great typeface. This is a great typeface. I'm not sure about the handwritten typeface, because I think it sort of pulls away from where you're going. It's a little bit more casual than the rest of the site is. But I think it's cool to have a different one there. I mean, I think it's nice to have the three and to have the differences between the three, the contrast between the three. So I think having a different one here is nice, and having a different one down here is nice. I'm just not sure about this typeface. It feels too childlike and casual. So that's the only critique. This background image also is a very nice image. I'm not sure how it completely relates to the activity. I think one that had sort of active people in it with the same colors would be better. But it is a really bright, exciting background. So I think, in terms of why you chose it, I get it, but I'm not sure if it completely relates. I think an image that really related, of like somebody moving or something like that, would be even better. But I think, in general, it's a really good pick because of the color and because of the lines and all of that. So I think your choices on this website are fantastic overall. I think the one sort of critique again that I would have is that they don't have an inner consistency. Not all of them are kind of styled the same way, and I think that's how you would take it to the next level. I think you show that you have really impeccable ability to choose type and color and imagery. I think the question is then bringing them all together and making it sort of have the finesse and the details.